You can tell when God slows you down in a way you didn't ask for. Um, it's not dramatic at first, it's subtle, almost quiet. The things that used to move without effort started dragging. The clarity that once snapped into place now feels clouded. You push like you always have, but something in the gears doesn't respond the same way. And even if you don't say it out loud, you feel that moment when your life stops matching the rhythm you built it on. And it lands deeper than frustration. It hits the part of you that you've always relied on, momentum, to tell you that you're okay. It's strange how quickly the questions rise when this happens. High achievers don't handle stalls well. You start scanning your life, looking for what you missed. You wonder if you slipped somewhere, if you disappointed God, if you lost your sharp edge. You replay conversations, decisions, small moments you would have forgotten any other time. And underneath all of that is that quiet fear that God might be pulling away, that you've been sidelined, that you somehow disqualified yourself without realizing it. The longer you sit in it, the more you notice this kind of stall doesn't feel like punishment. It feels intentional. There's a kind of stopping that doesn't shut you down. It opens you up. It forces you into a stillness you didn't choose and wouldn't have necessarily entered on your own. And for people wired to produce, that stillness feels like being trapped underwater, knowing there's air somewhere, but not knowing how long the stretch between breaths is going to last. So at first you try to fix it. You reach for the tools that used to work. So discipline, focus, pushing through. But the harder you push, the more obvious it becomes that the old ways don't carry the same charge. What used to spark momentum might just barely move the needle now. And that's when the deeper discomfort hits, because losing momentum isn't just losing motion. It's losing this sense of control that you've always relied on. Some seasons stop you not because you lost your way, but because God is working at a depth you wouldn't access if He let you keep running. There's a kind of unbuilding that only happens when your momentum dies. It exposes the parts of you that were running too hot, trying too hard, carrying weights that didn't belong to you. It reveals the fears you outran for years, the insecurities you covered with performance, the identity you built around your ability to push through anything. You don't realize how much you've been carrying until God sets you down. And that setting down doesn't feel holy. It feels like fog. It feels like being pulled into a room with no windows. You want to move, but the door doesn't open. You want answers, but all you hear is your own breathing. It's the kind of stillness where God doesn't say much, and yet you can tell He's not far. You can sense something underneath the surface being rearranged, strengthened, stripped back. There's a layer of this you only notice if you've lived it long enough. And when the momentum dies, you start to sense the shift in who you're becoming, and not just in what you're producing. You really start to feel God shaping the interior of someone who's going to carry more weight than before. It's a steadiness that doesn't come from talent or discipline, but really from being reformed in the quiet. It's unsettling when you realize God isn't slowing you down because He's done with you. He's slowing you down because He's preparing you to hold things that aren't light, preparing you to speak in ways that don't come from performance, preparing you to become the kind of presence that steadies other people when they can't see clearly. You feel the weight of lives and stories leaning in your direction. Something in you knows God won't let you carry that unless He first strengthens the parts of you that would have cracked under it. Stillness has a way of exposing what shouldn't go with you. God lets the old motivations burn off, the need to be seen, the fear of slowing down, the ache to prove you still have it, the belief that momentum equals favor. All of that gets stripped back until what's left is simpler, it's quieter, it's more aligned with who you are and who God is shaping you to be. And none of it feels like progress while it's happening. It really feels like loss. It feels like regression. It feels like being undone in the places you used to feel the strongest. But the undoing is the rebuilding. What often looks like inactivity is often God reinforcing beams you didn't realize were bending. What feels like silence is often God removing the noise that kept you from hearing your own soul. And then what really feels like delay is often God training you to stand in a deeper dependence than momentum ever gave you. Listen, this isn't punishment. This isn't abandonment. This isn't God taking his hand off your life. This is God making sure the version of you that steps into the next season is built for the weight of that season. Not the polished version, not the productive version, but the honest one, the steadier one. The one who leads from presence and not performance. The one who doesn't crumble when the pressure shifts. The one who carries a quiet strength because he's been rebuilt from the inside out. Eventually, the momentum will return. But when it does, it won't come from adrenaline or fear or needing to outrun something inside you. It'll come from alignment and from clarity and from the kind of groundedness that only grows in the seasons where God slows you to a stop and then refuses to let you move until the deeper work is done. You're not falling behind. You're being remade. And when God starts the engine again, you won't be the man who entered this season. You'll be steadier, stronger, someone whose momentum doesn't define his identity anymore. If you want to keep walking this out with me, I write one weekly letter for people who are tired in a deeper way. You can find the link below.